Last month, I checked out a company building prefab homes and much more out of shipping containers and received a lot of requests for more info. So, here we are. The company I'm talking about is Steel & Spark, and even though I only spent a few hours with the founder Brian, the guy had a lot of information, more than enough to follow up. Have you ever been talking to someone and you just know that you'd score higher than them on an IQ test? That was not my experience with Brian, okay? Quite the opposite, actually. If you missed the intro video, Steel & Spark is an award-winning prefab company based in Phoenix, Arizona that are passionate about the need for innovative housing solutions. Their About section says, our technology-driven manufacturing process focuses on quick-to-market, sustainable housing strategies. They're selling or projects they're building, but it does seem like things are heating up because they're doing an expansion on their factory and making changes to improve efficiency.
So this is one of the robots that we pulled out of Mercedes. We purchased it, that came from Mercedes. And so it basically, the container will come in from where we just were through here, and then it gets locked down in at this point, and then we're able to cut the box. The box is in so much tension because it's been hit so many times when it's been craned into place. So as you start cutting, it actually starts moving quite a bit and pinching the blade. And so we had to design it so that when the torque increases on the saw, it backs out and it will go back into the code and enter on a radius and do that 9 times until it says, hey, I need someone to help me out here. So we designed these carriers so that the containers can drop onto these and roll into the building. And these turn, and you'll see inside, this gives us the ability to turn the direction of the container. You take this bar and you're able to put it into the corner, right? So when the container's on it, obviously, we're able to come in, bring it, and turn the direction that it goes, right? And so if we want the container to go that way, then it'll go that way. If we want to come down this side and roll it down this way, then we can just do that and then roll it that way. So what you're seeing here is the building that we're going to hang an industrial robot arm inside, and that will do the sandblasting to remove all the paint. So that's just in construction now. So when we sandblast by hand, it's very expensive, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But you can see here, the robot will be able to, the container will be able to ride all the way through here. And that opening right there is what will drop the crane down inside with the robot. So the robot will come down through and we'll bolt it to the top of that. And it will be able to sit here and sandblast the side, and then the container can move through as it's doing that. One of the things that, as we try to bring in this kind of vertical integration is spray foam. And as we are set up, and as the new facility is going to be set up, where every 2 days, if we need to foam a box, we're not waiting on subcontractors. And so this is our reactor, Graco reactor system, to do all of our closed cell foam spraying. This will turn into our wood side of the production. So that CNC machine will move over here. We have an edge banding machine and a doweling machine, CNC. And then we have the robots that we're going to be using for sandblasting.
They got a lot going on, but one unit in particular is leading to a little extra chatter, and that's their X-Wing. I think it's because people can see that they're needed and can visualize how they would be used in cities all across North America. I did touch on the X-Wing briefly in the previous video, but it's clear that people want more info. The X-Wing is described as a transformative, innovative housing solution that was designed for purposes including but not limited to homeless shelters, transitional housing, workforce housing, emergency housing, disaster relief, hospitality, and senior housing. It consists of 4 shipping containers around a central hub and can house up to 48 people. The X-Wing runs off 100% solar power during the day, lithium battery power at night, and can be occupied the day it's delivered after being rapidly deployed. Setup speed isn't as glamorous as a tricked out bathroom, so it doesn't get talked about as often, but in an emergency situation, it's up there for importance. For sure. The website says X-Wing's dignified design gives occupants a space to call their own. Each unit houses a sleeping space, working space, and built-in storage. Multiple antibacterial finishes include compact resin panels, FRP panels, and epoxy-coated floors. Easily cleaned and sanitized, the X-Wing can be hosed down after tenant vacancy. All that, and it looks cool as well. I saw a picture where they had 2 X-Wings end to end, giving an idea of how they would look if more units were required, and spoiler alert, it looked awesome. The X-Wing can be configured in a few different ways depending on the needs of the situation. They've got floor plans with 3, 4, and 5 bedroom wings, or some combination of the 3 different wings. Here's a layout with 2 3-bedroom wings and 2 5-bedroom wings for 16 units. To me, one of the most exciting things about the X-Wing is the beds are listed to be starting at $10,000. You might have noticed that the individual units don't have a bathroom, and that's absolutely correct. There would have to be a central bathroom complex wherever they're placed. During my tour, I was able to get a look at an X-Wing under construction in their factory. Check it out.
So these are the X-Wing units. This is before furniture gets put in. And so everything is about cleanliness. You can see the slots in the walls is where all the cabinetry hangs. So it doesn't, we don't need to get out a tape measure to figure out where it goes. It all just slots in, right? So it locks into the wall. Same thing with the desk, which is what you see there. The registers for supply and return, which is above your head, are all CNC'd into the panel. So there's not a grill to remove, hide stuff in. Fire sprinkler system. And so this is one of the only transitional housing that has really life safety in mind, where you have fire sprinkler system, that's a tank system, smoke alarms, and fire dampers in between the units. So if there is a fire, a damper falls down between the unit, blocks any smoke traveling from unit to unit. So these 4 units right here go onto this core. And so this core is the brains of the X-Wing, right? And so we'll have all the solar equipment in here, the air conditioned units, and the batteries go inside, and the fire tanks. And so this is not a container, but it's a built structure similar to containers. Which again houses all of that. And so these 2 go down first, and then the 4 connect to them. See the holes right there? So those 2 holes align with these holes here, and so the air can come out, and then the return air goes back in. Fire sprinkler system hooks through here, and then you have your electrical that hooks through. So there's 5, you can do 5 for 3 or 2. Okay. This is set up as 5, so you have 3 on this side and 2 on the other. So they alternate.
One of my favorite things about making videos on prefabs is the variety of options. There are so many options available for different purposes in the industry right now, and I think it's just getting warmed up. This one company alone is offering accessory dwelling units, multifamily buildings, and shelters. It's a very exciting time. Steel & Spark is a prefab home company in Phoenix building with shipping containers. They're building innovative housing solutions, including but not limited to the X-Wing, and I find it all very fascinating, so I'll be following along with what they're up to and posting updates right here on my YouTube channel. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.